guys, I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing what if Orochimaru had a son? So, we gotta make my man's Naruto a little stronger, you heard me? Orochimaru is gonna stay inside the village, yes. You heard me right. He's gonna stay inside the village. There's gonna be... And the Ukatsuki is gonna be the people who's causing all the trouble. So Orochimaru's gonna stay inside the village. That means your precious Hokage is still alive. So how this what if is going to go down is Orochimaru has a son named Odochi. Odochi was born about 2 days before Naruto. That's about when Sasuke was born. 2-3 days from Naruto. He then says, we're then gonna have a, 4-year time skip. Odochi's walking to pick up some groceries for his father and his mother. You might be asking, who would ever get with Orochimaru? Well, your question is going to be answered. I'm just playing. Chill. Your answer is going to be... I don't know. Tsunade's out of the pick. And I don't want to hurt my boys Jiraiya, bro. Okay. It wasn't on purpose. They were drunk. Things happen. So they were drunk and Orochimaru was dating someone, but they broke up because Orochimaru was trying to pull some kind of test. You know how this nerd be. And if you're a nerd, don't take that personally. Just something you did. And I don't have anything against nerds. I wouldn't call myself a nerd. But I did go 100 in reading, so that's facts. So what happens is, let me stop playing around. While Odochi's walking around, he sees this little boy getting kicked by men. He then rushes over and says, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, Odochi. You want to join in? We're kicking this little boy." "Hey, that's Naruto. He's my friend. Stay away from him." They then crack their knuckles and say, "Well, I guess you want to get a whooping too, don't you, Odochi?" Odochi jumps up in the air, spins in it like a twin wheel, and kicks all 3 of the men in the face. Then he rushes out there with Naruto. So we're gonna have a time skip. 3 weeks later, Naruto and Odochi have been training ever since. And Naruto's been working on his strength with, with Tsunade. While Odochi has been training with Orochimaru. One day, about 2 years from then, they're now 6, Jiraiya wants to take Naruto on a training trip. Tsunade says no. "We're his adopted parents. We can't let you do that." "Well, I will teach him the basics of..." "Well, nah, that's not how Orochimaru sounds." "Well, I will teach him the basics of the jutsu." My man Jiraiya is just messed up, bro. Like, the love of his life is with Orochimaru. So they've been training for years. Naruto has not fully developed the Rasengan because that's like kind of side training. but his chakra control is near perfect, like almost at Sakura level. Why am I giving Sakura any recognition? It's just, I'm just doing it. So yeah, and Naruto's punches are crazy, bro. But he's not as skilled in taijutsu as Odochi. We now skip 3 years from now. They're 9 years old. They've been going to the academy for the past 3 years. But this boy named Sasuke has always been cocky. And he's at the top of the class with Odochi. And Naruto is known as second or third to some of the fangirls at top of the class. Naruto has his own fangirl group, but Sakura, she has most of the fangirls. I mean, no, not Sakura. Wait. Let's track back. Not Sakura. What's her name? What's his name? Sasuke has most of the fangirls. He has 45 fangirls. Or maybe I should just round up to 50 because that's an easier number. But Sasuke has 45 fangirls. Odochi has... No, that's how many fangirls in the group. That's how many fangirls are in the group. Odochi has 45... Let's see. 45 plus 20, 65 plus another 20... Nah, he can't have that much. Maybe he can. Okay, Odochi has 40 fangirls. And Naruto has 15 fangirls. They're fangirling over Naruto. I mean, a few girls are fangirling over Naruto. But Sasuke is getting most of the attention. With Odochi just being 5 girls away. But Odochi doesn't really care. Odochi's not emo. He's just... like really cool and calm collected, you know? He's kind of like Itachi. He's open-minded and he asks questions. So, let me just tell you this one story about Odochi. Odochi was walking. Like, he was walking on the road. He saw one kid. No, he saw Jiraiya. That little pervert peeking in the women's bath. Oh, that's so nasty. He then asked Jiraiya, oh yeah, why are you peeking at women? You'll understand when you grow older. Okay. He then just acts like nothing happened. So we skip 9, 2, 1, 3 years in the future. Naruto's running. Odochi's running. And then they say, and Sasuke's running. All the other boys are running too. They say, we're gonna win! When barely, by the tip of his hair, Odochi beats Sasuke. Now, it's time for what you all have been waiting for, the skills challenge. They're asked to throw kunai at the dummy and at the board. Odochi jumps up in the air. He then summons 3 kunai to his leg. He throws 2 of the kunai over and it hits bullseye. He throws 1 over to the third one and it hits bullseye. He throws 2 others over to the second one and it hits bullseye. Then he throws the last 3 over to the 3 dummies and it hits bullseye. The entire class is in awe. They say, some of the fangirls say, wow, Odochi just jumped up in the air and threw bullseyes at all of them. They're just lost and amazing. Naruto says, well, I'll get you there, Odochi. Now, Naruto's aim is great. It's just No, Naruto's aim is good. So let's just get right into it. Naruto jumps up in the air. He throws two kunai over. He throws one kunai over to the second dummy. He throws another one over to the third dummy, but they don't hit bullseye. They hit right out of bullseye. He throws the third kunai to a board. It hits bullseye. Then he throws the next kunai to a board, and it hits bullseye. He then says, "Ah, I couldn't have hit all of them in bullseye." And then Sasuke laughs idiotically. Look at Naruto. He can't even hit all the bullseye. Naruto then looks at him, glares at him actually, and says, "Sasuke, I want to see you hit all the bullseye." Sasuke then jumps up into the air, hits all the bullseye, and he's not like Odochi where it hit the middle of the bullseye. On all of them, it was barely in, like literally barely in. Some of the fangirls are like, "Yeah, you do it, Sasuke. You can do better." Oh, sorry. They then laugh. We then skip to the fighting exams. It is, let's see, Kiba Inuzuka versus Naruto Uzumaki. Fight! They then rush at each other. Naruto punches the ground, creates friction, and throws rocks around. Kiba jumps into the air, and then he says, "Come on, Orochimaru, let's try to do Fang over Fang." He hasn't fully perfected the Fang over Fang, but it's okay to where it can barely bruise Naruto. He then says, "Fang over Fang." Naruto then says, "Ha, you want to play that game with me?" He then takes some of the Kyuubi's chakra. Orochimaru senses this. He says, and then Naruto jumps in the air. He catches both of them by their necks, and then he's so close. They're so close to the ground. He's about to slam them in the ground, but then he holds them, yanking Kiba's neck back up, and then he drops them. Kiba is knocked out because of all that shock, and plus there's a lot of damage that was done to his head. Next fight. Odochi. Oh no. Winner. Naruto Uzumaki. Next fight. Odochi versus, let's just give him Senju. Odochi Senju versus Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke then rushes at Odochi with the killing intent. Odochi rushes at Sasuke. They're fighting hand for hand. It's kind of like the fight will never stop, when all of a sudden, Orochi barely gets the full hit and kicks Sasuke right in the jaw, a clean kick in the jaw. Sasuke then falls to the ground and shoves dust at Orochi's feet. Orochi coughs up, and then Sasuke comes out of nowhere and double kicks him right in the chest. He then falls. He's almost out of the circle. And then Sasuke gets up to punch him. But then Orochi uses 3 snakes to combine to attach him to the floor fully. He then comes back at Sasuke with a giant snake arm and punches Sasuke right in the face. Sasuke then falls out of the ring. Everyone is in awe. They're saying, "Well, I guess we know who's better." Huh. But Orochi in his mind, Orochi and Naruto know. I'm good in skill. But I'm smart too. Sasuke's smart, and he's great in skill. His skill in taijutsu might not be as great as mine. Neither is his skill in jutsu. But if it comes down to nothing, but a single fight in one hand, Sasuke would beat me any day. Next fight, Naruto Uzumaki versus Orochi Senju. Ha! Well, Orochi. It seems we finally face off. Naruto then wants to go full chakra mode. Oh, guys, my phone, turned off, and then my recording turned off. Right now, I was eating, but I'm gonna put the videos together. So, let's get back into the milk. Okay. So, I think we left off Naruto then summons Kurama's chakra. He then goes in for a mighty punch. At Odochi. Oh, I just have something to explain, bro. It's October, and I'm gonna be grinding like crazy, bro. Like, y'all gonna get, in this October month, and honestly, in the entire October month, y'all gonna get about 32 videos from me, no cap, bro. So let's get right back into this what if. He rushes in at Odochi. Odochi throws a spin kick at Naruto. Naruto blocks it with his arm. Then he uses his other leg to kick Odochi in the arm. Odochi falls to the ground hard. And then he says, well, it seems we can actually use our jutsu in this one. Naruto sees Odochi's hand stands. He then says, wind style, wind bullet. As Odochi then says, wind style, wind snake poisoning. As all of a sudden, snake poison comes out of Odochi's mouth. Naruto punches the ground and picks up a humongous rock, throws it at Odochi. It creates friction as they're now fighting. Naruto throws a punch as Odochi catches his arm, kicks him in the rib, then kicks him right in the nose. Then Naruto's nose is broken and he's bleeding out of his nose. Odochi then spin kicks Naruto right in the jaw. Naruto falls on the ground. And then he summons all of this rage. He then comes rushing at Odochi, punching him, trying to punch him, punch after punch after punch. But then Odochi kicks him in the crotch. Oh my gosh. Odochi kicks him in the crotch. Then spin kicks him right in the head. Naruto then falls right on his back. Then Odochi takes his arm and slams it right into Naruto's chest. Naruto yells, "Ah!" As then Iruka is about to start the match, as Naruto is being consumed by the Nine-Tails chakra. But he can kind of control himself, so he roars in Odochi's face. Odochi is now all the way up in the sky. He then casts hand signs for the chakra suppression jutsu. He says, "Chakra suppression jutsu." What do you expect me to say? As then Naruto uses his fused chakra into his legs and jumps up into the sky as he punches Odochi in the gut and side kicks him in the rib. Then he spin kicks Odochi right into the ground. Odochi coughs up blood. Then he says, "It's time to stop you." He then morphs his hand into a snake. As all of a sudden, the snake, it's like, so Odochi summoned a snake around his hand, and then he used the chakra suppression seal. His hand came out, it's like it teleported out of the snake's mouth, and then catches. He then suppresses Naruto's shield. Naruto then falls on the ground, unconscious. The winner of this match? Odochi Senju. The fangirls then cheer, some boo, and some just don't say anything because Sasuke wasn't the person who Odochi was fighting. We now go on to what I'm going to say, draft picks. Now I know, we ain't going to do that. We're going to put, it's going to be a 5-man team. Naruto, Odochi, Sasuke. They wanted to make a super team. And Sakura's a little bit more useful. We're going to say that the Haruno clan is a clan with all sorts of healing techniques, and their strength is 2 times more than the average human. So, yeah. And their chakra affinities is wind, water, and fire. But Sakura literally only has water. And that water is like she only has 1 jutsu. 1 or 2 jutsus out of the water. No. Sakura only has 1, as you can count it. Because the other jutsu isn't even fully mastered yet. Yeah, we treated Sakura bad in this video. But there won't be a part 2, so I don't get it. We then see Sakura cheering. Yay, I'm with all of the cool boys. Your teacher will be Kakashi Atake. And, yeah, Jiraiya, whatever his name is supposed to be. And Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin. Man, what was the Hokage thinking? This team is going to be full of Hokages, and if any of them try to leave the village, that'll be a big issue. Now, who is Sasuke going to leave the village to? He's actually not going to leave the village. He might go to he's going to be in the Anbu. But yeah, if we can get somebody to comment in the comment section, or I just feel like doing a part 2 to this what if, I'll do a part 2 to this what if. This is where we are going. No, wait, let me see. 7 minutes, yeah, we can go a little longer. Okay, so we now go on to the fight. They split it up in half. They put Naruto and Sasuke and Odochi and Sakura on the same team. Sakura then says, "It's time to kick some butt." And Naruto rushes at Jiraiya. Jiraiya catches him with catches his fist with an emotionless expression. And then Sasuke comes in with a roundhouse kick. Jiraiya's hand is occupied by Naruto right now, so he throws Naruto, and Naruto falls right into Sasuke. Jiraiya then rushes at them, throws a kick at Sasuke and Naruto as they both bend down. Sasuke then says, "Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu!" And Naruto then says, "Wind style, Multiplier Wind Bullet Jutsu!" As Jiraiya doesn't know what to do. But Jiraiya's worst fear comes out. Jiraiya's worst fear is finally here. Naruto and Sasuke's attacks have combined. Jiraiya's trying to dodge all of these as he gets hit by 2. Then Naruto then sees his opportunity as he rushes over at Jiraiya, punching him right in the rib. Jiraiya punches Naruto. Jiraiya uppercuts Naruto. I feel like I should do part 2 of this. I really like this with him. Jiraiya punches Naruto right in the jaw line. And Sasuke then casts hand jutsus. Fire style, fireball jutsu! And a great fireball jutsu is now rushing at Jiraiya. Naruto backs up and then he says, fire style, toad mouth fire jutsu! As then he blows fire over at Jiraiya. The two attacks then combine again. And now it's kind of like a smaller Majestic Destroyer Flame, like way smaller. Then Jiraiya says, Earth Style, Mud Wall, as he creates a mud wall. Naruto amplifies himself with chakra, as he then says, as he opens all of his chakra points in his body. He is now flushed with chakra as he rushes over at Jiraiya. Jiraiya was about 5 yards away from Naruto, but Naruto rushed over there in literally 2 seconds, 93, whatever the little dots are. And he's going for a punch for Jiraiya. Jiraiya blocks his attack, but then his bone feels like it's fractured. As Sasuke comes out of nowhere and kicks Jiraiya in the arm. He's dealing with both of these kicks and punches, and then he says, "It's time to let it go." He then falls back, as all of a sudden Naruto punches Sasuke's leg. Sasuke falls to the ground and his leg feels so slumped. He says, he is one of the legendary Sanin. As then Jiraiya rushes up and then he says, I forgot the jutsu. But he then says, mouth of the great Toad Sage, as the jutsu that he did to Kisame and Itachi, as an entire, and they're inside of a toad mouth. I don't know what to say, but they're now trapped. And Naruto tells Sasuke, don't move. They've been there for a little bit now. Sasuke then says, this isn't a perfected jutsu, as he casts hand signs. Fire style, Majestic Destroyer Flame, as it's nothing compared to Madara's. It's able to burn a little hole through the toad mouth, and then it gives them enough time to jump out. Now let's go over to Kakashi and to Odochi and Sakura's, stuff. Odochi rushes at Kakashi. And then he casts hand signs for giant snakes to come up out of the earth. As Sakura jumped in the air like a jumps in the air like a unicorn, and then she says, unicorn chop, as she hits the ground. Kakashi dodges it, but he's now fighting. As he's reading his book, he can barely keep up. Then he puts his book away. He's fighting with what's his name? He's fighting with Odochi full-fledged, and then Odochi Kakashi lets his senses down for 1 second, and Odochi sees this as he morphs his arm into a snake, and then he wraps it around Kakashi. As then Kakashi did the hand sign for a substitution jutsu, as Odochi said, "Here, Sakura!" as Sakura punched the substitution, and it turned into wood. The wood is completely obliterated. Kakashi then comes out of nowhere, and then activates the Chidori. they're like, it's gonna be like a split screen. They're gonna do it at the same time. Kakashi activates the Chidori. What's his name? Odochi activates something he calls snake lightning, where a snake, so basically what happens is he summons a snake. He summons a few snake. He morphs his fingers into snakes. He morphs his entire hand into a snake, and then the snake creates a portal that attracts lightning, and then the lightning's in the snake's mouth, and then he says, "Snake lightning!" And then he clashes with Kakashi. Sakura does not do anything, but then she sees her golden opportunity as she takes one of the bells. She then says, "Here, Dochi." As they pass in this, and for Jiraiya, he's having to deal with Naruto, who creates a perfect Rasengan this time, and Sasuke, who was training and figured out a move like the Great Rasengan that figured out a move like the Rasengan. And then he says, it's because how he's good with fire release, so he creates fire in his palm, like with his chakra. He changes it into a fire nature that's supposed to come out of his mouth, but he uses it with his arm. And then they both go up against Jiraiya's giant Rasengan. And Naruto throws a kunai and snatches the bells from Jiraiya. This is where I'm going to be ending off this part. I hope you liked it. Peace.
Yeah. Okay. Disrespectful. And okay. Winner one hell of a kid. Smoking gas, just winner. What you doing out of dick? Slick talker since a jet. Winner time all the time. Ooh. Yeah. Look at the way that I move. Swag. Disrespectful. And yeah. Okay. Disrespectful. And okay. Winner one hell of a kid. Smoking gas, just winner. What you doing out of dick? Slick talker since a jet. Winner time all the time. Ooh. Yeah. Look at the way that I move. Swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude. Okay. I had